Hello, everyone. Here I'm going to relate spiritual dynamics to a bit of calculus, which is something I have an ability to do because I went through the engineering and physics pipeline of this planet. Even though I was always kind of a mystic at heart, but I can now relate mysticism to some fields that I don't think mystics have never been able to relate it to. So I'm going to talk about a very basic calculus today. So in another video, I mentioned the first density, second density, third density, fourth density, all the way up to God, just the different planes of reality we have, all the way from the mineral kingdom all the way up to the high level angels. So how do these different densities see things differently? We can kind of view that looking at calculus a bit. So let's take the second density, for example, like the plant and the animal kingdom. It senses the world, but it senses a very surface version of the world. So let's take that as let's pretend we're looking at a car race. Green car, blue car, red car. And this is all we have. We have the position. Well, if we're looking at it from this low point of view, we'd be like, okay, the red car's going to run. It is going to lead. If that's all the information we had. And so now let's move up to the third density, where logic and science are kicking in, the human intellect. The higher you go up, the further into the future you're able to see. Now this we could relate to the derivative of this, or the velocity, or the rate of change of this. Now, in addition to the position, we have the rate of change of position, or the derivative of position, or the velocity. So now if we look at it, okay, now this car in the lead is only going 5 meters per second, but this blue car is going 20 meters per second. So now, despite the fact the red car is in the lead, you're like, you can see a little further into the future. Wait, this blue car is actually probably going to win. So the third density can just see further into the future than the second density. Now let's go into the fourth density, the angelic kingdom. Let's look at the second derivative, or the rate of change of the velocity, or the acceleration. Now let's present this new information. So acceleration is measured in meters per second, meaning how fast the velocity is changing in meters per second. So now these red and blue cars that we thought were going to win, they're not accelerating. But we see this green car, it turns out it is burning rubber, and it's accelerating at 20 meters per second squared, meaning its velocity is increasing by 20 meters per second every single second. Now, if you had this piece of information, despite the fact that it wasn't going as fast at the time, it was in the back, this car is actually going to win in the long run. And then the next graph up would be the third derivative, or the jerk. So that's just one way to kind of link two different realms, like the calculus realm and the energetic dynamics realm. Recent discovery I made is that you can't think of any of these as better than the other. That's actually a trap. Because for example, let's say you had none of this other information. This is all you had. This doesn't. If you only had the accelerations, that wouldn't provide you anything without any positions or velocity. So you need to be grounded enough to still have sight of the lower levels to get a holistic information. So let's say we are analyzing a race and all we had was the accelerations. Okay, so we see one car is accelerating at negative 15 meters per second squared. You might think, well, that car's going to lose. Well, maybe that car is just avoiding an obstacle, and it's actually 2 laps in the lead. So you actually need all the densities to get a holistic view of the world. Anyway, God bless and have a great day.